Kindly bear with us. This is one of the academic traditions we have in the university, and it comes up once a year. We don't do it all the time. Leading the second division is the Deputy Registrar, Human Resources. Division, we have the college officers and members of congregation who are not members of Senate or Council. Leading the third division, we have the Deputy Registrar, Academic Affairs. And in that division, we have members of Senate who are not members of Council. And we have professors who are not deans. And we have the deans of colleges and the dean postgraduate school. Coming up in the fourth division is led by the Deputy Registrar, Council Affairs. And in this division, we have university librarian, the bursar, registrars of other universities, visiting vice-chancellors, visiting pro-chancellors, members of council, past honorary awardees, the university orator, honorary graduates after conferment and robing. We have the registrar and the deputy vice chancellor. The fifth division is led by the mace bearer. And in that division, we have the vice chancellor, pro-chancellor, executive secretary, NUC, the chancellor, members of Federal Executive Council, robed, visiting state governors, robed, and members of National Assembly, robed. And bringing up the rear is the President and Chairman of Board of Trustees. Thank you very much. Let's remain standing for the national anthem and the university anthem. Thank you very much. Kindly give us 1 minute for a short opening prayer. So, thank you very much.
Shall we rise up and pray? Authority in heaven, we thank you once again for a beautiful day like this. We thank you for the gifts of life. We thank you for perfect weather. We thank you for another opportunity in the history of Bells University of Technology. We thank you for everything great and small you have done in our midst. You started with us, and you have still been with us, and you will continue to be with us. We thank you for the safe arrival of everybody that is in this place. We bless your name for those that are still on their way, because your mercy endureth forever. We commit everything we are going to do today into your able hands. Almighty Father, anything committed into your hands you keep. We are sure you will keep us. At the end of this program, all glory, honor, and adoration shall be yours forever and ever, in Jesus' name. Thank you.
Thank you. You may be seated. Thank you very much. I have the pleasure to call on the registrar of this university, Mr. Lamidi Tafa, to establish the protocol.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor and privilege to establish the protocol for the 15th Convocation Lecture and admission to first degrees special direct entry as follows. The promoter, His Excellency Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD. The guest lecturer, His Excellency Dr. Ralph Everard Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and Grenadines, the Caribbean. The chairman of the occasion, the President and Chairman of Board of Trustees, Chief Dr. Kola Jamodu, the Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission, members of the Board of Trustees, present and past, the Chancellor, Alhaji Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Bat O. Naji, members of the Governing Council, present and past, the Registrar, Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board, the Director General, National Youth Service Corps, the Secretary General, Association of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities, the Chairman, Committee of Vice Chancellors and Registrars of Private Universities, Royal Fathers, my Lord Spiritual and Temporal, visiting Vice Chancellors and Registrars, Vice Chancellor, Bells University of Technology, OTA, Principal Officers of Bells University, present and past. May I here recognize the presence of the pioneer Vice Chancellor, Professor Julius Okoje. Thank you, sir. Members of Senate, the Chairman and members of the Bells University Parent Forum, graduates, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, staff and students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. It is my pleasure to invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran, to deliver his welcome address. Vice Chancellor, sir.
Chancellor, sir, please permit me to stand on the already well-established protocol by the Registrar and Secretary Council while welcoming all of you with great pleasure to 15th Convocation Lecture, which is an integral part of the celebration of Bells University of Technology convocation ceremonies. May I, on behalf of the promoter, Chief Dr. Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, the President and Chairman of Board of Trustees, Asiwaju Kola Jamodu, CFR, the Chancellor, Senator Dan Kwambo, FCAON, Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Bat Naji, FAS, FANG, CON, NMOM, members of Senate, management, staff, and students of Bells University of Technology. I welcome our eminent personalities, particularly our guest lecturer of today, the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and Grenadines. I welcome all partners, the BUPF, and everyone seated here, and particularly parents and guardians of our graduates of today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we gather here today to celebrate an age-long ritual of the academia, which is the public lecture. Societies and institutions that are within them, they survive, reproduce, and perpetuate themselves through rituals. These rituals allow societies to recall their past, celebrate their present, and catch a glimpse of their future. One such ritual in the academia is the convocation ceremony. And a vital part of the convocation ceremony is the convocation lecture. The convocation lecture is a public event or an open speaking engagement where notable and respected individuals are given the hallowed podium to speak on topical issues with the intent of enlightening the public, sometimes to sway the opinions of public, or call the attention of the leaders and rulership to certain situations. of course, to cause some expected positive changes thereafter. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is this situation that we have found ourselves here today, and to which His Excellency, the Honorable Comrade, Dr. Ralph Everard Gonsalves, has been invited to speak on a very vital and pivotal issue that is central to the restoration of the dignity of the black race. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the lecturer and the lecture, the Honorable Comrade Ralph, as is popularly called, is the current Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He is a democrat and particularly a politician of note. I am very certain that his lecture, titled Technological Emancipation of Africa and the Caribbean, Indigenous Space and Global Drive for Reparation, will engender a lot of thoughts, illumination to several issues. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we should all look forward to gleaning from this distinguished speaker's deep burning desire to right the wrong of ages. Reparation is about restoring dignity and making right the wrong of the past. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me once again welcome you all to Ogun State, welcome you to Ota, welcome you to Bells University of Technology, the first private university of technology in Nigeria, where only the best is good for Bells. Thank you.
I have the honor and privilege to call upon the chairman of this occasion, the president and chairman of the Board of Trustees, Chief Dr. Kola Jamodu, for his opening remarks.
Our dear Papa, the promoter of this great university, may I crave your indulgence to stand on the existing protocol already so well established. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the 15th Convocation Lecture of Bells University of Technology, Ota, which is holding today, Friday, the 3rd of November, 2023. I most heartily welcome His Excellency Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, the Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, PhD, who has honored us with his distinguished presence by being in our midst today. I thank you, sir, for your remarkable support to the orderly growth and development of this university, which is fast becoming a true sense of excellence. I think you can put your hands to that together. I wish to specially welcome and appreciate our Chancellor, Alhaji Ibrahim Azan Dankwabo, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants, and ON, who is for his distinguished, who is on his way to us at this occasion. I also welcome and express profound appreciation to members of the Board of Trustees and Council for their remarkable contributions to the growth and orderly development of the university. Especially, I express my profound appreciation to the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Bat Naje, for his very, very great support. I welcome all our distinguished guests from the civil society and the academia, the Vice Chancellor and Chairman of Senate, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran, staff and students of Bells University of Technology, Otta. May I also recognize and appreciate the Bells University Parents Forum, corporate organizations and individuals who had, in one way or the other, contributed to the growth and development of the university. I say thank you. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to welcome our distinguished guest lecturer, Dr. Ralph Everard Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and Grenadines, the Caribbean, for doing us proud by accepting to deliver the 15th Convocation Lecture titled Technological Emancipation of Africa and the Caribbean in Digital Space and Global Drive for Reparation. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, on behalf of the Governing Council and the Senate of the University, I express a deep appreciation to you, sir, for the honor done to this university by accepting our invitation. May I, at this juncture, express the university's appreciation to all those who have supported and have contributed to the remarkable achievements recorded over the years. We cannot but express our gratitude to the promoter once again, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo GCFR, PhD, and all the founding fathers. Distinguished ladies, distinguished gentlemen, once again, I welcome you all to this occasion, and I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you very much, and God bless.
The Chancellor, Alhaji Hassan Ibrahim Dankwambo, is on his way. May I humbly invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran, to check the Chancellor's goodwill message. Vice Chancellor, sir.
The Chancellor is on his way, as mentioned by the Registrar and Secretary Council. And so this is the voice of Jacob, but the hand of Esau. Please permit me on behalf of the Chancellor to stand on the already well-established protocol to read the address of the Chancellor. Alhaji Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, FCAOON, at the 15th Convocation Lecture holding today, Friday, 3rd November 2023. It is my singular honor and privilege to welcome you all to the 15th lecture of Bells University of Technology, OTA, taking place today, Friday, 3rd November 2023. I express profound appreciation to you all for finding time to be with us today, despite your very tight schedules. I welcome your excellencies, my lords spiritual and temporal, renowned government functionaries, traditional rulers, captains of industry and commerce, vice chancellors of other universities, eminent academics, media executives, and all our distinguished guests to this auspicious occasion. I express my heartfelt appreciation to the promoter of Bells University of Technology, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD, for his inspiring vision and for his great support to the university. May the good Lord continue to strengthen you and grant you robust health. Daughter, we are amen for that. Amen. I sincerely welcome and appreciate the President and Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Asiwaju Dr. Kola Jamodu, FCA, CFR, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Bat O. Inaji, FAS, FAENG, CONNNOM, members of the Board of Trustees and Council, the Vice Chancellor and Chairman of Senate, members of Senate, staff and students of Bells University of Technology. I warmly appreciate the Bells University Parents Forum, BUPF, for its contributions to the sustainable development of the university through its numerous projects executed in the university. We are indeed very grateful. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to especially welcome and appreciate our eminent guest lecturer of today, Dr. Ralph Everard Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and Grenadines, the Caribbean, who will deliver a thought-provoking lecture on technological emancipation of Africa and the Caribbean in the digital space and global drive for reparations. I most sincerely thank you for accepting to deliver the lecture and for the honor done to the university in Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again, on behalf of the Chancellor, I welcome you all to this auspicious event, and thank you very much.
I have the singular honor and privilege to invite the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Bat Naji, to deliver his goodwill message. Pro-Chancellor, sir.
It is my pleasure, on behalf of the Governing Council, to welcome you all to the 15th Convocation Lecture of Bells University of Technology, OTA, taking place today, 3rd November 2023. We appreciate your kind acceptance of our invitation and your personal presence. I welcome your excellencies, traditional rulers, vice chancellors of other universities, eminent academics, and all our distinguished guests to this occasion. I welcome and appreciate the promoter of the university, His Excellency, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD, and the Chancellor, Alhaji Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, FCA OON, who have honored us with their esteemed presence today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me also to express my sincere appreciation to the President and Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Chief Dr. Kola Jamodu, FCA, CFR, members of the Board of Trustees, and the Council for their great support and remarkable contributions to the orderly growth and development of the university. I appreciate the Vice Chancellor and Chairman of Senate, Professor Jeremiah O. Ojedirong, members of Senate, staff, and students of the university. Also recognized and appreciated are members of Bells University Parents Forum, BUPF, for their sustainable support to the university. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me at this juncture to especially welcome our distinguished guest lecturer, Dr. Ralph Everard Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and Grenadines, the Caribbean. The lecture, which is titled Technological Emancipation of Africa and the Caribbean in Digital Space and Global Drive for Reparation, will be most thought-provoking. I thank you most sincerely for the honor done to the university for coming all the way from the Caribbean to personally deliver the lecture. Your name will be written in gold in the annals of this university. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again on behalf of the Governing Council, I welcome and thank you all for coming. Thank you.
Today, the university is having its 15th Convocation Lecture titled Technological Emancipation of Africa and the Caribbean in Digital Space and Global Drive for Reparation. An eminent personality has graciously accepted to come all the way from the Caribbean to deliver the lecture. He is His Excellency Dr. Ralph Everard Gonsalves, Prime Minister of St. Vincent and Grenadines in the Caribbean. May I invite the university orator to come forward to take the citation of the guest lecturer.
Standing on existing protocols, may I humbly and respectfully invite the Honorable Prime Minister to step forward as the citation is being read. Rav Evra Gonsalves, the current Prime Minister of St. Vincent and Grenadines, was born in colonial St. Vincent, British Windward Island on 8 August 1946. The Vincentian politician and the fourth Prime Minister of St. Vincent and Grenadines, is the leader of the Unity Labour Party, ULP. His father, Alban Gonsalves, was a farmer and a small businessman, and his mother, Teresa Francis, was also into business on a small scale. His lineage is traceable to the indentured servants from the Portuguese island of Madeira that journeyed from St. Vincent and Grenadines in 1845. The academic journey of His Excellency Gonsalves began at the Colonial Roman Catholic School and later the St. Vincent Grammar School. His first degree in economics was obtained at the University of the West Indies. In 1971, he earned a master's degree in government from the same university. In 1974, he obtained a doctorate in government at the University of Manchester. I expect us to give him a round of applause for that. Comrade Rav, as fondly called, was called to the bar at Gray's Inn in London in 1981. His Excellency has been involved in politics since his undergraduate days. He was the president of the University of West Indies Guild of Undergraduates and Debating Society. In 1968, he led a student protest against the deportation of historians and intellectuals in Water Rodney by the Jamaican government. In 1994, Comrade Rav became the deputy leader of the St. Vincent and the Grenadine Labour Party. After the resignation of Vincent Beach in 1998, Gonsalves became the leader of the party. Gonsalves later led the Unity Labour Party to win the 2001 general election, becoming Prime Minister and Minister of Finance. I think he deserves another round of applause for that. His party, ULP, was re-elected in the 2005 general election and has consistently been on the path of victory to date. Distinguished, thank you. Let's sustain the applause. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to welcome to the podium His Excellency Dr. Rav Everard Gonsalves as he presents the 15th Convocation Lecture of Bells University of Technology, Ota, Ogun State. You are welcome, sir.
Mr. Chairman of these proceedings, Your Excellencies, the President of the Board of Trustees, the Chancellor, the Pro-Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor, the Public Orator, distinguished members of the faculty, and the students, and their families, and specially invited guests. And of course, I have to recognize very specially my very dear friend, the iconic African leader, our revered elder, Baba Obasanjo. I'm very happy to see you here. I have noted that the university has
kindly published what I'm about to say in my lecture. And therefore, what I shall attempt to do is to speak to the lecture. I want first of all, however, to say how happy I am to see so many young people present in the audience today. An old friend of mine, William Wordsworth, I wasn't around when he wrote certain memorable words in the late 18th century, but I read them and reread them over and over. He said, "Bliss was it in that dawn to be alive, but to be young was very heaven." At my age, and I suspect at Baba's age, it is blissful to be alive. But to be young is a heavenly condition. And it is your duty, your obligation, to make the best of this heavenly condition of youth. Believe me, you embrace it, you're serious about it, you develop your skills, your talents, you're going to be fantastic in Africa and the world. Remember your heavenly condition and your duties and obligations. I have at the outset to express my gratitude to the highly esteemed Bells University of Technology for inviting me to do this address at the 15th convocation ceremony. And of course, as you probably suspect, my dear friend Baba Basanjo had a hand in this. He and I have been having some conversations about the development of Africa and the Caribbean over the last several months. We met on the occasion of the 30th anniversary of the Africa Exim Bank in Ghana, and we were on stage together with the bank's president, Professor Benedict Orama, in June of that year, in June this year, discussing the matter of the vision and building prosperity for Africans. About 6 weeks later, we were in Barbados. Our mutual friend Mia Motley, the Prime Minister of Barbados, had Baba, the iconic, esteemed, long-serving Prime Minister, former Prime Minister of Jamaica, P.J. Patterson, who is a dear friend of Baba, and myself. We were engaged in a conversation on emancipation. It was billed as the emancipation conversation. 3 perspectives, 3 legends. Well, I know that Baba is a legend, and P.J. Patterson is a legend, but Mia roped me into this legend business also in part of that conversation. And you can see it on YouTube. It's a very fascinating discussion on reparations and beyond. And then Baba visited me in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I promised him that I will come back and see him shortly. And I'm very happy to be with him and with Bells University of Technology. And in addition to this lecture, as I've indicated to both Baba and the distinguished Vice Chancellor, Jeremiah Ojediran, that we have to do some structured work for cooperation between Bells University of Technology, the University of the West Indies, of which I'm a member of council, and the community college in our country, which is a degree-granted institution. And I think we need to do the work, especially regarding science, technology, and innovation, and the cultural links between Africa and the Caribbean. I'd say this to you, that we have somewhere between 350 and 500 Nigerians in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Most of them came there as medical students at one of our 4 medical universities. And some have completed and have come back to Nigeria, and many have remained there. Some have not completed their education as yet, and they're working and studying, and we are very happy to have them with us in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, coming to Nigeria with my delegation is something which is of great importance to us in the Caribbean and in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As you are aware, the bulk of the population in the Caribbean of African descent. And by far, most of the Africans who are captured and brought to our countries in an enslaved manner, that the descendants, they are the bulk of the population from West Africa, including Nigeria, some from down into Central Africa, as far down as Angola. Some 15 million, conservatively estimated, were forcibly brought to the Caribbean. Of course, millions more were taken to Latin America and to North America, particularly the United States. Now, the subject of Africa's technological emancipation in the digital age and the drive globally for reparations for native genocide and the enslavement of African bodies may at first blush appear unrelated. But if you have such a presumption or conclusion, it would be erroneous. Indeed, they are very much interconnected in our integrated quest for sustainable development, for transformation, for the better, optimally, for our lives, our livelihoods, and production. They telescope our lived experiences of the past and present and our envisaged future, which of all time is the only time that we have to desecrate. And our shared experiences, we must have them translated into shared expressions institutionally. And that is part of the reason why I'm here. Not just for us to talk about shared experiences. And many of us talk about that. What we have to do is to turn those shared experiences into shared expressions institutionally. And I've made the point repeatedly in my country, in the region and elsewhere. There are 4 things which we have to focus on. First of all, we must appreciate that nothing can ever be done without people. Secondly, nothing is doable without high-quality strategic leadership. Nothing is achievable without the mobilization of appropriate resources. And nothing is sustainable without specially crafted institutions. And these 8 words, I want the young people to bear in mind always. People, quality leadership, resources, institutions. We have to emphasize possible, doable, achievable, sustainable. And if we focus on those things in whatever we are doing, we are going to assist in ensuring the lifting of our lives, the quality of our lives, and taking charge of our lives much better. And we have to do this in solidarity with one another. I know many of the young people here, you would say you are bright. And that's how you get into bells. Well, there are 2 kinds of brightness. A brightness which blinds, and a brightness which illuminates. If I'm driving an SUV coming towards you and you are driving your SUV coming to me, and both of us are driving on high beam, we are each individually very bright, so bright that we are blinding one another, we can't see one another. The brightness which illuminates is not just the individual brightness, but that individual brightness in solidarity with one another and with like-minded peoples across nations. Don't for one moment think that you're in bells simply because you're bright. Because there were generations before you who were very bright. And there was no Bells University of Technology for you to attend. And Bells University of Technology is possible and put real because of solidarity between different persons and groups, and because of quality leadership and the mobilization of resources and the creation of an appropriate institution. Now, how do we set about the process of the emancipation of technology in Africa? And the process is underway. How do we accelerate it? How do we continue to do it? And for what purpose? Because the purposes are very important. And I want to suggest to you that the purposes are contained in the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And a couple of them directly touch and concern technology. But I want to make the point to you that the emancipation of technology can't be for technology itself. Is what is the service that technology is being put to. In fact, if you read a recent book which has come out by a towering intellectual from Greece Vanis Furakis. It's called techno-feudalism. And he makes the point that the big technology companies have transformed modern capitalism and transformed us in a manner, the society in a manner, that we are reverting to a kind of feudalism, techno-feudalism, in which we are becoming techno-peasants, where we pay the owners of the technological processes a rent, and that is no longer a matter of markets and profits, but as in the feudal days, you're paying rent, and for the commodities, the capital, really, to be owned and controlled by people to whom we, on a daily basis, produce content, do things, but yet we pay them rent for the use of these very processes. Now, that itself has to be addressed. And this particular question was, in part, the subject of discussion at a recent conference on applied science, technology, and innovation within the context of the Group of 77 and China, a summit which took place in Havana. And what I have written, I have put the central paragraphs of that declaration, which connect with how do we emancipate the technology and how do we utilize it for our own self, to improve our own lives, our living and our production, and don't remain in a condition of techno-peasants, paying rent to those who control the technological processes. Very important consideration for you to bear in mind. Now, you would be familiar with the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. And these were put in place in September 2015, and all our governments signed on at the United Nations. And we just had a midpoint review. They were to be achieved by 2030. But in many, many countries, we are way behind, including in Africa and some parts of the Caribbean and, of course, Latin America and parts of Asia. And there are two of these SDGs which connect with our conversation here today. One of them concerns renewable energy. And the goal is that by 2030 to expand the infrastructure and upgrade technology for supplying modern and sustainable energy services for all in the development countries. And then goal 9 of the SDGs addresses innovation and infrastructure with 2 targets of immediate significance. 1, upgrading infrastructure and retrofitting industries to make them sustainable with increased resource use efficiency and greater adaptation of clean and environmentally sound technologies and industrial processes, with all countries taking action in accordance with their respective capabilities. And the second target of significance in that goal is the enhancing of scientific research, upgrading technological capabilities of industrial sectors, including by 2030 encouraging innovation substantially and increasing markedly the number of research and development workers, and public and private research and development spending. That is part of the work of BELS and other universities and research institutions, in addition, of course, to private sector enterprises. Now, in our struggle for reparations, and the CARICOM community, Caribbean community, we have a 10-point plan, and one of those relates to the right to development through the use of technology. And it reads as follows. For 400 years, the trade and production policies of Europe could be summed up in the British slogan, "Not a nail is to be made in the colonies." This was a deliberate decision to retard the technology available for development within CARICOM countries. Same thing in Africa. The effectiveness of this policy meant that CARICOM member states, as African states, entered their nation-building phases technologically and scientifically ill-equipped within the postmodern world economy. And generations of youth within the region, as a consequence, have been denied membership and access to the science and technology culture, and thus represents an undue burden on the development of these states. Technology transfer and science for development by responsible European states are important parts of repairing the deliberate harm to the developmental prospects of countries within the Caribbean. You see, I tell you how these things are connected. The quest for reparations, and also the one for the matter of science and technology and the emancipation of that science and technology. Thanks. I don't know how many of you have read a book by a Caribbean intellectual, Walter Rodney. He was a professor at Dar es Salaam University, a professor also in the Caribbean. He was assassinated in Guyana in 1980. He wrote a book called How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. The young persons who are here, can you put your hand up to how many of you know about this book? How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. I see one here. I see a couple there. All right. Well, I want you to go in the library and find it. How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. And you may think that it is dry history. But the fact of the matter is this. You're not going to emancipate the technology unless you have a wider, quote-unquote, emancipation of the political economy. And if you look, you will find that the unvarnished truth is that, among other things, colonialism, neocolonialism, and imperialism encumber development in Africa, the Caribbean, Latin America, and Asia in very special ways, including the following. And I want to list basically how they did it. One, they restricted technological developments and technology transfers to the colonies and former colonies, which have been and still are considered hinterlands to the developed metropoles. That is how the global economy is still largely structured. Two, production in the colonies and former colonies focused largely on the raw materials or first-level industrial activities, reserving for the metropolitan centers in the North Atlantic production processes of far more advanced industrial undertakings based on the very primary products and resources from the hinterland. Thirdly, limited education and training in science, technology, and innovation, especially young people in the developing world. Fourth, the metropolitan countries appropriated or stifled for their own benefit the indigenous technologies of the colonized hinterland. Fifth, they ensured that the banking, industrial, and finance capital became fused and resident in the countries of the metropole, so as to place those of the hinterland in a more or less permanent condition of exploited dependency. You remember even recently, when the matter came of some actions by independent countries against French neocolonialism, that one of the things which came to light is that a certain amount of their foreign reserves are held in the central bank in France. Well, that's a barefaced way in which that one is done. But it's done in other ways through corresponding banking relations and the dominance of banking capital and finance capital. And that's why it's so important to have the Africa Exim Bank based in Cairo, which is now 30 billion, and by 2030 is estimated to be 60 billion. That's where it would go. It has just opened up a branch in the Caribbean, in Barbados, and I would have been in Guyana with the Africa Exim Bank at an exposition, a production exhibition. But I have to be here. I can't be at two places at the same time. And that is what I talk in part about the solidarity and how the emancipation requires not only the emancipation of technology simpliciter, but of the political economy in which the technology functions. Then, six, there's been a construction and consolidation of an ongoing regime of beneficial dominance for the metropole at the expense of the subordinate hinterland through so-called international rules-based order of a lopsided global financial architecture, trade organization, global technology, and transport mechanisms. Add to that unilateral coercive sanctions and the criminalizing or the weaponizing of the US dollar. You add those to the list and you see the type of control. And in fact, there are countries within the Caribbean and Africa and Latin America. We have adopted what is called the Barbados 2.0 initiative for the reform of the global financial system, the Bretton Woods Agreement from the World Bank and the IMF in 1945. And the seventh area is where colonialism, neocolonialism, imperialism has established through the media, universities and think tanks, the false narrative that the unequal relations between the metropole and hinterland are just and permanent. Indeed, what has been amazing is that in some of our countries, some intellectuals have accepted that. Sometimes you hear them talk and you wonder whether they are Afro-Saxons or Indo-Saxons, as distinct from Anglo-Saxons. And we have to be questioning all the time in whose interest particular propositions are advanced, and when they're applied, in whose interest they are applied. And that's why you hear across the world you hear it in the United States, you hear it in Europe and elsewhere. Given the confusion in the world, they're telling you that they want a new world order. Well, from my vantage point, I ask three questions when I hear any of them talk about the New World Order. I ask, what's new? Which world? And who gives the orders? And when you pose those questions, you get to the pith and substance of what they're proposing. As I'm suggesting to you, we have to go beyond the technology itself and look at the context, the political economy in which the technological processes and arrangements are being effected. Now, in Africa at the moment, you go through the African countries and you will find that there are many interesting areas of development, smarter development in science, technology, and innovation. But what you will find will be works in progress. And if you look at, the African Union has been pushing for a specific digital agenda, technological agenda. Their declarations out of Tunisia, in the Addis Ababa Plan of Action, and others. And they're all containing extremely valuable actions. But these are some of at the moment, the G20 countries still account for 90% of the research and expenditure, and researchers and publications and patents. The COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the countries, developing countries' dependence on global value chains for strategic resources and production outputs. In the case of internet penetration, Africa is still at the stage of extending this. And up to the pre-COVID period, only 24% of the population in Africa had internet connection. Energy, which is at the center of green and digital transition, is a problematic matter. An analysis by UNESCO showed that of the 56 research topics of high relevance to the Sustainable Development Goals, that sustainable science has not yet mainstreamed into academic publishing. There are a lot of universities do a lot of publishing in the developing world, but not a lot of publishing in research in science, technology, and innovation. Gains in expenditure on research in developing countries, including Africa, is fragile. Financial sustainability has been a challenge for a significant number of Africa's 800 or so tech hubs, which rely on grants from development partners and international donors to survive. You have found that with the tech hubs here in Nigeria. There tends to be little appetite among firms for collaboration with universities and public research facilities. In Africa, the high cost of registering intellectual property and a lack of common system is hindering patenting, despite the significant growth in tech hubs. And despite a strong growth globally in cross-cutting technologies, artificial intelligence, robotics, energy, biotechnology, nanoscience, and nanotechnology, and more widespread shift in the publishing landscape on science and technology, but Africa and the Caribbean lag significantly behind. So all of these challenges have to be addressed, but they cannot be addressed by countries themselves individually. They have to be addressed by African countries together, with the Caribbean, Latin America, Asia. This is the only way we are going to be able to do it. If you have any thought that you're going to do it by yourself, it's not going to happen. So that's an important lesson. Now, the same thing happens in respect of the struggle for reparations. I know some of you may be saying, do you seriously expect, Ralph, for European countries to pay us reparations? Well, you know, in the 20th century, and immediately after the war, when there was an independence movement in Africa and the Caribbean, it was being said, do you seriously think that these European countries will give us independence? By 1957, Ghana became independent, and that what was a trickle became a flood. All over Africa and the Caribbean. In 2013, I took, as Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, a proposal to the heads of government of the Caribbean community to have reparations as a permanent item on the agenda of CARICOM. We established a Prime Ministerial Subcommittee on reparations, and we established a CARICOM Reparations Commission and national commissions in each of the countries of CARICOM. Indeed, Vice Chancellor, the chairman of the Caribbean Reparations Commission is the Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, our prestigious university in the region. So we take this very seriously. And it's reparations for native genocide and the enslavement of African bodies. The wealth in Europe was built substantially on slave labor, and the lands which were stolen from the indigenous peoples, and they were largely exterminated. Happened in my country. And today, we see the developmental, the underdevelopmental legacies of native genocide and the enslavement of African bodies in our countries. Indeed, you see it in West Africa. I was at the Presidential Library for Baba Basanjo yesterday, and I saw a video by Baba. He made the same point that Walter Rodney made in his book, How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. You can't take 20 million strong men and women, productive men and women out of a population and don't affect the production processes in West Africa. And then, of course, you take them to the Caribbean forcibly, and that you have received centuries of free labor and build your wealth. Now, these are crimes against humanity. There has to be a process of accounting. And when we started in 2013, there are people said, you know, Ralph, you're mad. Well, a lot of people who have achieved a lot of things, innovative things, people say that they're mad. You know, when you don't have the vision that somebody else has, the first thing you say, no, that's craziness. Pause, stop, think about it. And bit by bit, Or as the evangelicals say, day by day, sweet Jesus. You see it happening. And we have made progress over the last 10 years. We're doing a lot of diplomatic work, a lot of political work, and we are giving consideration now to go to the International Court of Justice for an advisory opinion on this matter. We have economists and other social scientists working on the quantification. But remember this, at the time of emancipation, the planters in the Caribbean were given 20 million, were compensated 20 million pounds then. Multiply that 20 million pounds by 140 and you will get what is the value today. No. If you also factor in the very human cost itself at the hands of the slave owners, you will see the kind of quantum you're talking about. And we have drawn up a 10-point plan. And we want this to be lodged within the framework of the Sustainable Development Goals. We have reached a stage now where even the British royal family in King Charles, when he was Prince Charles, at the Commonwealth Heads of in Rwanda, where he said that reparations is a matter, a subject of an idea whose time has come for a mature consideration. And I want to invite the young people to begin to study this question. Go on the website for the CARICOM Reparations Commission and you'll see what we are about. I am going to donate some books which I've written, and there are some speeches also which I've made. And one of the books I'm donating addresses the question of Caribbean reparatory justice, so that you can look at it. Professor Hilary Beckles, the Vice Chancellor of the University of the West Indies, he has written several books on this matter, and I want you to study it, educate yourself, and join in a solidarity movement worldwide for us to press with Africa and the Caribbean and Latin America for reparations. I'll tell you this, show you progress which we have made. I am now President pro tempore, well, St. Vincent and the Grenadines is President pro tempore of the Community of States of Latin America and the Caribbean, an integration mechanism of 33 countries with a population of 650 million. And I just led a discussion in July at a summit of 60 countries, the 33 from Latin America and the Caribbean, and 27 European Union countries. And we got inserted in the declaration from Brussels at this summit, the question of reparations and the identification of the 10-point plan by CARICOM for reparations. The African Union has accepted it. Increasingly, we see universities throughout the world accepting the idea. The Anglican Church in the United Kingdom, resolutions have been presented in the US Congress on the subject. So please, don't think that this is a fairy tale. This is a real thing with countries in Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean, and the diaspora, the African diaspora, taken quite seriously. And I want to end with saying this. In creating an institution, I made a proposal to CARICOM, which was accepted, to the African Union, which was accepted, and to CELAC, the Community of States of Latin America and the Caribbean, which has been accepted, for an ABCD commission to consider a range of matters, including science, technology, and innovation, between Africa, that's the A, the B for Brazil, because the country in the world, other than Nigeria, with the largest population of Africans or African descendants you find in Brazil, about 110 million people of African descent in Brazil. Ethiopia and Egypt are next in line in Africa. They have about 100 million. They're growing pretty fast anyhow. Africa, Brazil, the Caribbean, and the Caribbean consists in that definition of all the countries washed by the Caribbean Sea. That is all the 14 CARICOM countries, plus Cuba, the Dominican Republic, and then you go to South and Central America, washed by the Caribbean Sea, Venezuela, Colombia, Mexico. Then you go to Central America, Costa Rica, Panama, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, and though El Salvador in Central America is the only one which is a Pacific country, we will bring them in also because of their close interaction with the rest of Central America. And then when you put the diaspora, so you have Africa with 1.4 billion people, and our part of the world, and the diaspora in North America and Europe, you're talking easily 2.2 billion people, more than 25%, more than 1/4 of the world. We, in solidarity, can make a difference for emancipation of our technology within the alterations of the wider political economy, and to build our links together for the just cause of reparatory justice for Africa and the Caribbean. Thank you very much. Permit me to complete one final task. Vice Chancellor, I have a bag of books here which I have authored, and I'm leaving them for the university. I want to give this as a gift to the Vice Chancellor's university. Thank you. And this, I'm leaving this folder also. This is a simple folder. It's a folder which I have at the Prime Minister's office where I put had my speech in it. It's a parrot. It's the most beautiful bird in the world. I'm sorry. Nigeria can produce one, I believe, but I'm telling you. This one is the Amazona gildingi. It is unique to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. There are many things in us, around us, which are very special. We must hold them close to us and look at our world through the prism of our own eyes. Not to be chauvinist, not to be insular, not to be narrow-minded, to have an internationalist perspective, because after all, what is the first function of education? Is to receive and transmit universal culture, including science and technology with a particular African or Caribbean particularity. to train critical minds to receive and transmit universal culture with an African or Caribbean particularity. That is part of the process of emancipation. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much. I have your seat, please. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I call upon the President and Chairman of the Board of Trustees to present the plaque to the guest lecturer. He'll be joined by the Pro-Chancellor and the Vice-Chancellor. Guest lecturer, sir.
It's my pleasure and great honor to present to you Your Excellency, Dr. Ralph Everall Gonsalves, on behalf of Bells University of Technology, Otta, for such a thought-provoking lecture you have just delivered. It is very, very well appreciated. You went into a number of recent happenings. Not only that, you delve into the past, how we got to where we are. That your lecture, I have no doubt, will definitely be a question of something of research, which will be further delved into. And for this, I thank you very much. Today, everywhere is self-first. Then let's deceive ourselves. It is self-first. We are in a country where we have a lot of resources, both human and material. Why, for example, today, should the developed world continue to encourage developing countries to export to them raw materials, for them to use their labor to convert to finished goods, and send back to the developed countries, to the developing countries, at a price to be dictated to them? The raw material at which we export to are dictated. These are so many things which have come into this, which you have pointed, and for this we thank you. I can say to you, however, that we have not really lost sight of this, especially when we had our great promoter in office. A lot of policies aimed at backward integration to develop what we have. Eat what we produce, use what we can manufacture, and use it a lot of our resources to develop our, the paper policy. This is one of the policies that has taken us to a situation where today, rather than importing cement from developed world, we are today a net exporter of cement. All it took was put a policy, monitor it thoroughly, and get the retired people, the desired people with the right determination to succeed, to get into things. For this, we thank you. It's a reawakening of what we have done in the past and what can be done. You go to the market, Naira is buying, continues to buy very little and little. The value is going down, and we know why. It's because we keep importing items we can produce, thereby importing labor and exporting jobs for which you will lose the people roaming all over the country, jobless. I want to thank you. Thank you.
May I request the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council to present this to the guest lecturer.
On behalf of the university, we hereby present this to you. Thank you very much. Thank you indeed for all that you said. Very thought-provoking. Yes. I have to take back the idea of technos.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, during the 2022-2023 academic sessions, some students, 4 of them, distinguished themselves in the field of ICT. And today, the New Horizon is appreciating them with some tablet, which the Vice Chancellor is going to handle. Vice Chancellor, sir.
Before I present the gifts or the award, I want to thank the Prime Minister again for a thoughtfully put together paper and well presented also. One thing that touched me was the fact that you trace back the independence. I'll go to 1957, Nigeria, 1960. One wonders how many years it took us to get to that point of becoming independent. Meaning that we can get reparation too, one step at a time. I'm sure this is encouraging, and we'll move on too. Thank you so much for that, and God bless you. Thank you for the books. We'll use them. We'll the librarian will keep them on the shelf, and they will be put to use. Having said that, the New Horizon Excellence Prize Award on International IT and E-Business Professional Skills and Certification was won by Odumuyiwa Okikiola, Civil Engineering. Odumuyiwa Okikiola, HOD Civil. You can stand in for your student. Okay. Dean Engineering, thank you. Congratulations. This award, which is on Android mobile application development, goes to Olubowale Oluwateniola Daniel, Computer Science. Teniola. The best New Horizon Scholar in the College of Natural and Applied Sciences. Thank you. This award is for Business Administration, Human Resources Management Option, QuickBooks. QuickBooks, the best New Horizon Scholar in the College of Management Sciences. Mba Nafretiti Chisom. Mba Nafretiti Chisom. Thank you for clapping for that. This award goes to the best New Horizon Scholar in the College of Environmental Sciences. It is in Certified Associate Project Management, CAPM. This is won by Orifa Joan Omomeje. Orifa Joan Omomeje, Architecture. Architecture. Right? The Dean, College of Environmental Sciences.
The next program is admission to first degrees special direct entry students. I have the honor and privilege to invite the Chancellor, Dr. Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, ably represented by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran, to constitute this assembly as the convocation of Bells University of Technology OTA for the purpose of admission to first degrees and presentation of prizes. Vice Chancellor, sir. Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite the Chancellor, ably represented by the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran, to declare this first session closed. Vice Chancellor, sir.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I, Professor Jeremiah Ojejon, on behalf of the Chancellor, Alhaji Senator Dr. Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, hereby declare the Convocation Lecture closed.
Thank you, sir. Shall we rise for the school anthem and the national anthem? The university anthem and the national anthem. Thereafter, we reconvene for the second part of the program. Thank you. Kindly remain standing while the academic procession leave in reverse order. We reconvene shortly for the second part of the program.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, in furtherance of this 15th convocation ceremony, we will all remain in the hall while the convocation program commences again. We continue with the program by allowing the academic team, the management team will come back, and then the convocation program will continue. Thank you very much. Let everybody remain standing while the convocation activity recommences. Thank you very much. We can sit down for the time being. We will be directed shortly. Thank you very much. Please, let's have a seat. The graduates are expected to remain seated. Our parents and guardians is the mode of celebration which we are trying to do in a unique form this year. We congratulate all our graduates for this opportunity of value addition in their lives. Thank you very much. All graduates should remain seated. Graduates are not expected to leave the hall, please. Please remain seated. The program continues. Kindly remain seated. The program continues. We will continue the program shortly. Please remain seated. The graduates are not allowed to leave the hall as you have not been conferred with your degree. The parents and guardians are also allowed to sit while the convocation program continues. Thank you. Please let all go back to our seats. We have not started the conferment of award and degrees on this special direct entry student. You are not expected to leave the hall, please. The console, please, let's have some background music. Hello, graduating students, it's your day. You are the reason for the celebration, and so you must remain seated. The program will continue shortly. Please, let's all remain seated. We have to do something specially this morning. Please take your seat and remain comfortably seated while the program continues shortly. The convocation program has not ended, please, as degrees have not been awarded. Please, let's all be seated. The parents and the guardians and all the well-wishers, please take your seat. Thank you very much. Please let us all come back and take our seats. The program continues in a moment. I encourage all parents, all well-wishers and guardians, students should please return back to their seats. While the academic procession will reconvene now, and we are about to start the convocation exercise again. Please let us all sit. You can't afford to be roaming about when the academic procession is coming in. Please let's take our seat. The academic procession is about to commence. I welcome us once again to the 15th convocation program of our great university, the Bells University of Technology, where only the best is good for the Bells. The academic procession is on and is in 5 divisions. The first division, which is led by Senior Assistant Registrar, Student Affairs, has in combination the BUSA Executive and the alumni. The first division, led by Senior Assistant Registrar, Student Affairs, has in combination the BUSA Executives and the alumni. Second division, which has in leadership of the Deputy Registrar Human Resources leading the procession, has the college officers. Please let all remain standing, please. Please let all remain standing. It's part of the academic culture, please. Let's all remain standing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The second division, led by the Deputy Registrar, Human Resources, has the college officers of the College of Agriculture, the College of Natural and Applied Sciences, Coalmans, Coal-M, Coal-Fast in attendance, and the members of congregation who are not members of the Senate. In the third division, led by Deputy Registrar Academic Affairs, we have members of Senate. We have the professors who are not deans. We have the deans of colleges. We have the dean of the postgraduate school. The third division, led by the Deputy Registrar Academic Affairs, has members of the Senate who are not members of council, professors who are not deans, and deans of colleges, as well as the dean of the postgraduate school. In the fourth division, led by the Deputy Registrar Council Affairs, has in that team the university librarian, the bursar, the registrar of other universities, visiting vice chancellors, visiting pro-chancellors, members of council, post-honorary awardees, university orator, honorary graduates after conferment and rubbing, the university registrar, and the deputy vice chancellor. Once again, the fourth division, that is led by the deputy registrar, council affairs, as in that division the university librarian, the university bursar, registrars of other institutions, visiting vice chancellors, visiting pro-chancellors, members of council, post-honorary awardees, university orator, honorary graduates after conferment, the registrar and the deputy registrar. The fifth and the last division, led by the university mace bearer, has on that division our vice chancellor, the pro-chancellor, executive secretaries, National University Commission, the chancellor, members of the Federal Executive Council who are roped, the visiting state governors who are roped, members of the National Assembly that are roped, the president and chairman of the Board of Trustees of our great university. Thank you very much. The national anthem. The national anthem. While we remain standing. Let us be seated. Vice Chancellor, sir, in continuation of this program, permit me to invite the University Registrar, Mr. Lamidi Tafa, to establish the protocol for this ceremony.
Thank you. I hereby establish the protocol for the 5th convocation ceremony for the special direct entry student as follows. His Excellency Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD. The Chairman of the Occasion, the President and Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Chief Kola Jamodo. The Executive Secretary, National Universities Commission. Members of the Board of Trustees, present and past. The Chancellor, Alhaji Ibrahim Hassan Dankwabo, FCA OON. The Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Bat Naji, FAS, FANG, CONNNOM. Members of the Governing Council, present and past. The Registrar, JAM Admissions, Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board. The Director General, National Youth Service Corps. The Secretary General, Association of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities. The Chairman, Committee of Vice Chancellors and Registrars of Private Universities in Nigeria. Royal Fathers. My Lord, Spiritual and Temporal. Visiting Vice Chancellors and Registrars. Vice Chancellors of Bells Vets of Technology, OTA. Principal Officers of Bells Vets of Technology, present and past. Members of Senate. The Chairman and members of the Bells University Parent Forum, BUPF. Graduates. Distinguished invited guests. Gentlemen of the press. Staff and students. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. have the honor and privilege to invite the Chancellor, Dr. Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, FCA OON, to constitute this assembly as the convocation of Bells University of Technology OTA for the purpose of admission to first degrees and presentation of prizes. Chancellor, sir.
I hereby constitute this assembly as the convocation of Bells University of Technology OTA for the purpose of admission of first degrees and presentation of prizes.
I have the honor once again to call upon the Chancellor, Dr. Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, FCA OON, to deliver his opening address. Chancellor, sir.
I'm delighted to welcome you all to the 15th convocation ceremony of Bells University of Technology OTA, and being the 5th convocation ceremony of the special direct entry holding today on the 3rd of November 2023. I welcome and appreciate His Excellency Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD, the promoter of the university, for his esteemed presence and for his remarkable contribution to higher education in Nigeria. I welcome the President and Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Chief Dr. Kola Jamodu, FCA, CFR, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Bad O. Naji, FAS, FAENG, NNOM, members of Board of Trustees and Council, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah O. Ojediron, members of Senate, staff, and students of Bells University of Technology. I appreciate the Executive Parents Forum, BUPF, our distinguished academics and vice chancellors of other universities, media executives, and other distinguished guests. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I at this junction congratulate the graduating special direct entry students for your hard work, culminating into your being awarded degrees in your different programs. I encourage you to remain connected to the university and contribute your quota to the development of the university alumni. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you once again and I thank you for your attention.
I have the honor and privilege to call upon the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Bat Naji, to deliver his welcome address. Pro-Chancellor, sir.
It is an honor and privilege for me to welcome you all to the 15th convocation ceremony of Bells University of Technology and the 5th convocation ceremony of the direct entry students. I welcome the promoter of the university, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD, the president and chairman of the Board of Trustees, Asiwaju Chief Dr. Kola Jamodu, FCA, CFR, the Chancellor, Alhaji Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, FCA, OON, members of the Board of Trustees and Council, distinguished invited guests who have come from far and near to grace this occasion. Today marks another milestone in the history of Bells University, as the university is graduating its 5th set of special direct entry students in the popularly known program, Top Up. I congratulate all the graduating students and urge you not to rest on your oars, as you are being awarded the various degrees of the university as a result of your hard work, diligence, discipline, and resilience. I urge you to consolidate on your achievements and be good ambassadors of the university. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Governing Council, I welcome you once again and thank you for your kind attention. Thank you.
I have the honor and privilege to call upon the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran, RE Koren, FNSC, FNIEA, to deliver his convocation address. Vice Chancellor, sir.
Chancellor, sir, kindly permit me to stand, or this time sit by the existing protocol. Since we've been standing on it since morning, it might be tired of being stood on. Maybe we just sit by the well-established protocol. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my special privilege to welcome you to the 15th convocation ceremony and the 5th convocation ceremony for the special direct entry, popularly called Top Up, of Bells University of Technology. So I welcome you to this. Next slide. It is for the award of degrees to top up students. Best take the journey so far. It is my heart to note that this marks the 8th convocation address as the 3rd Vice Chancellor of this great university. This is coming after my 2 predecessors, Professor Julius Okoje and Professor Adebayo Adeyemi. These 2 laid good and solid foundation and also structures in the first 10 years of this university. The 2 gentlemen did a solid job, and on that we are building today. The 8th year is a year of action, year of efficiency, year of high intelligence, and year of faith in God. So let me welcome you all to our year of good rewards. As is my character, I want to ascribe all glory to and honor to the good Lord for his grace and mercies on all of us, for he has kept us thus far. Whatever achievements that has been made so far has been by his mercy, by his own doing. Scripture says it's not by power, it's not by might, but my spirit, says the Lord. So return all glory, all adoration to the Almighty God for what he has done, for what he's doing, and for what he will yet do. Having said that, we deeply appreciate the promoter, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo GCFR PhD, for the confidence, support, and guidance through the intricacies of university administration. He has given us a level playing ground on which we have been working. We thank him so much in absentia. Our next turn goes to the past presidents and members of the Board of Trustees, past chancellors, past pro-chancellors and members of council. Their jobs are deeply appreciated. May I at this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, recognize the current leadership of this university, the President and Chairman, Board of Trustees, Asiwaju, Dr. Kola Jamodu, who has led this university first as Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, and now as President and Chairman of Board of Trustees. Thank you for the good job. Thank you for how far you have led us. Our other thank goes to the Chancellor. The Senator, I want to congratulate you. This is your first program in the university after being elected Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. On behalf of Bells University of Technology, I want to congratulate you and wish you a very successful tenure. Thank you for being our Chancellor. Thank you for bringing to bear your wealth of experience. We appreciate you a lot. We want to thank the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council and other members of Council, Professor Bat Naj. We appreciate you a lot. As Chairman of Council, you have shown a lot of prowess in directing the affairs of Council. In your very soft stone, you redirect our path even when we are going astray. We thank you very much. We appreciate you for this high level of wisdom, high level of intelligence in directing the path of this administration. The immense confidence you have reposed in us as administration of this university, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. God bless you. Quickly, let me mention that they want to appreciate the Executive Secretary of NUC, Registrar of JAM, and other fellow Vice Chancellors who are here. Some of them are here from Covenant, from other places. You will be duly recognized tomorrow at the grand finale. All other stakeholders of this university, the Bells University Parent Forum, we want to thank you for being there all the time. We appreciate you. This will be mentioned a little further tomorrow. I want to facilitate with all other well-wishers of the graduates of today, and particularly the parents and the guardian of these students. Our vision. The vision of this university is to be a world-renowned university that is committed to the development and transformation of society through environmental-friendly technology and other innovations. These have guided our focus and our academic offerings and every other matters within the university. We will work towards keeping them and living up even to the enviable achievement that this pedestal has afforded us. As I address this gathering this afternoon, permit me to highlight a few of some of our modest achievements and new initiatives and policy directions, both in academic programs, physical development, and increased visibility and impact of Bells Tech nationally and internationally. Please let me seek your indulgence to reserve those ones till tomorrow, which is grand finale. We've been sitting for too long, and I'll just keep through this. But let me mention that the university elected its 5th Deputy Vice Chancellor and the 2nd female, Professor Akunaya Per Okpoko. Professor Okpoko is an architect. Before her election, she was the Dean of College of Environmental Sciences, a post she held for 2 years. We are proud of your antecedents. We are proud for the short time you have spent with management, and we convey to you that you do even more. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the top-up program, which we are celebrating today, came to be as a result of the yearning of some professionals who are working and could not leave their jobs, and yet they want to increase their knowledge, their understanding, and improve their status in their place of work. The Bells University of Technology took a survey and arrived at the decision that this population should be assisted and they should be given opportunity to have a taste of a formal university learning experience. And that birthed the Special Direct Top-Up program in Bells University. And this is the 5th set that is being graduated from this university. The classroom and laboratory experiences with these sets were programmed to be different but rigorous. Bells Tech runs the same approved curricula for all undergraduate programs and must fulfill the required contact hours. It is a full-time program with flexible lecture hours and a weekend model designed for mature working-class students. It is for a period of 2 years of 6 semesters. We do not compromise standards. This 5th set, slide 50 please. This 5th set, the profile of the graduate is as follows. First class in College of Natural and Applied Sciences, 7. College of Management Sciences, 8. College of Environmental Sciences, 8. College of Engineering, 9. A total of 32 first class at the top of 5th set. The second class lower division, we have 198 students in total from the 4 colleges. Second class lower division, we have 62. Third class, we have 3. The grand total of the numbers of students, graduates of today, the top of class, 295. Let me give a shout to the graduates. Our dear celebrants of today, at Bells Tech, the products are world changers who start the next phase of life by positively impacting their immediate community. News from our alumni has told us how they are glowing as offerings of this vision. You must go and do likewise. You are the next batch of world changers being presented today. Do not drop the baton. Move on and move yourself forward and move the university forward. Kindly note that you are the head of history at which you celebrate the completion of a vital phase which is transitory to a higher one with higher responsibilities. The society, your immediate circle of friends and family, and generally everyone have greater expectations of you. So the onus rests on you not to let them down, not to let yourself down, and not to let the university down. Today, you are released as ambassadors of Bells University of Technology, OTA, and we look forward to great news of you, from you, and about you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me appreciate all of us, appreciate the vision of the founding fathers, the firm support, confidence, and understanding of the promoter, board of trustees, and governing council. You have piloted the affairs of this university aright for over 18 years. I must appreciate the effort of management, staff, students, and particularly Senate of this university for moving the university forward. It is our desire that this university will remain the best, and we, as we always say, only the best is good for Bells. Thank you, and God bless you.
Honorable Chancellor, sir, the persons who have been presented have fulfilled the requirements of the statutes and regulations of Bells University of Technology, OTA, and have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be admitted to the degrees of their various programs in the colleges of Natural and Applied Sciences, Management Sciences, Environmental Sciences, and Engineering. I therefore call on the deans of colleges of Natural and Applied Sciences, Management Sciences, Environmental Sciences, and Engineering, respectively, to present their graduate. Dean, College of Natural and Applied Sciences.
The Chancellor, sir. Will the graduating students in the College of Natural and Applied Sciences for the 2022-2023 academic session rise and remain standing? Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you by the authority of Senate the persons standing and those unavoidably absent whose names appear in this list and for whom I stand proxy and who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Technology of Bells University of Technology, OTA.
By the powers conferred on me as Chancellor, I admit you all to the degree of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Technology of Bells University of Technology, OTA.
As I call your name, you file out. Department of Biological Sciences, Microbiology, second class honors. Ajetumobi Tawakalitu, Lawal Florence, Owolabi Rashid, Olukoni Oluwafumilayo, Obiekwe Rachel, John Precious. Department of Chemical and Food Sciences, Biochemistry, third class honors. Adewumi Adedoyin, Bachelor of Technology, BTech, Food Technology, first class honors. Daramola Bolale Esther, Alaba Idowu Veronica, second class honors, upper division. Oberuwa Inovosa, second class honors, lower division. Amen Linus Gabriel, Bachelor of Science, Industrial Chemistry, first class honors. Imopade Folorunsho Adelaja, second class honors, upper division. Osla Sylvia, second class honors, lower division. Ogwigwe Juliana, Nutrition and Dietetics, first class honors. Latif Kafayat, second class honors, upper division. Oyedeji Tolulope, Olubi Danladi, second class honors, lower division. Oguyinka Omolabake, Department of Physical Sciences, first class. Olagundoye Taye Oluwadunsi.
Thank you, Chancellor. Dean, College of Management Sciences. Dean, College of Management Sciences.
All protocol duly observed. Will the graduating students in the College of Management Sciences, Special Direct Entry for the 2022-23 academic session, rise and remain standing? Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you by the authority of the Senate the persons standing and those unavoidably absent whose names appear in the list and for whom I stand proxy and who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science for Bells University of Technology, Ota.
By the powers conferred on me as Chancellor, I admit you all to the degree of Bachelor of Science of Bells University of Technology, Ota.
Thank you. All the students in the College of Management Sciences should please file out. I start with the Department of Economics, Accounting, and Finance. First, the Economics Department. First class honors, Ogumola Rukayat Olasumbo, Keshiro Olatunjira Nahim. Second class honors, upper division, Adekunle Amin Adesina, Fagbemi Olajide Joseph, Osunaike Olaniyi Oluwatobi. Accounting, first class honor, Onikani Elsa Tolulope. Second class honor, upper division, Tijani Idris Olamilekan, Adetayo Asis Olawale, Shokunbi Yusuf Tope, Adewi Fadilu Oluwatosin, Owoseni Iseka Adedayo, Atewologun Yusuf Kolawale, Oduniyi Adeyinka. Department of Business Administration, Human Resource Management Option, second class upper division, Akibode Mary Busayo, Okewo Elsa Timidayo, Ogudaga Sena Princess. Second class lower division, Adedokun Oluwadamilola Oluwatobiloba. International Business Option, Omolaja Abiola Solomon. Bolawole Peace, Moju Dola Oluwa. Second class honors, upper, Bisiriyu Olalekan Segun, Nwade Chinima. Marketing option, Sawyer Olaide Priscilla. I move on to Department of Management Technology.
Thank you, Chancellor. Acting Dean, College of Environmental Sciences.
Honorable Chancellor, sir, will the graduating students in the College of Environmental Sciences for the 2022-2023 academic session rise and remain standing? Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you by the authority of Senate, the person standing, and those unavoidably absent, whose names appear in this list, and for whom I stand proxy, and who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Technology, Bells University of Technology, Otta.
By the powers conferred on me as Chancellor, I admit you all to the degrees of Bachelors of Science and Bachelor of Technology of Bells University of Technology, Otta.
Thank you, sir. Will the students in the College of Environmental Sciences file out to collect their certificate, starting with the Department of Architecture, First Class Honors, Eno Precious, Awori Shumka, Sanusi Sadiq Juwon, same department, Upper Division, Second Class, Folari Oyediran Akiyola, Agbelusi Aderogba Abiodun, NEB Victor Chakra, Kuti Sunday Abiodun, Adepoju Muidin Yinka, Shodeke Sheun Olamide, Ajayi Timothy Ahmed, Balogun Oluwasegun Matthew, Second Class Lower Division, same department, Olabore Joshua Lasheun, Tommy Afolabi Ayola, Undeju Peter Ikechukwu, Department of Quantity Surveying, Second Class Honors Upper Division, Oyeyupo Adebola Matthew, Jola Yemi Kunle Adebanjo, Ukejosia Magasin Ebere, Ogunwole Joseph, same department, Lower Division, Adefeyin Toye Adedeji, Isipo Jessica, Department of Building Technology, First Class Honors, Adeyi Adewale, Second Class Honors Upper Division, Lawal Damilare Rinumi, Tijani Olubisi Akim, Saka Kodri Okpeyemi, Moshood Olarewaju Kayode, Second Class Honor Lower Division, same department, Kadiri Abdullah Issa, Akimade Akiyele Precious, Department of Estate Management, First Class Honors, Oloro Okpeyemi Nohim, Omoshebi Oluwatoyi Fatimat, Second Class Honors Upper Division, same department, Ajaguno Adeleke Michael, Ajigbe Joseph Olushola, Olushesi Olalekan Lekon, Adegbite Soliu Adelodun, Akiokun Abigail Omolola, Department of Surveying and Geoformatics, First Class Honors, Huzu Bright Ikechukwu, Olaiwola Okpeyemi Omolara, Rashid Obafemi Matthew, Second Class Honors Upper Division, same department, Abidoye Olalekan Shuhab, Famaki Inioluwa Temitayo, Feyishetan Michael Damilola, Akindu Bi Boluwatife Okpeyemi, Idris Abdulkadri Pomile, Ayola Oluwadamilare David, Oshikoya Adebusola Yetunde, Oyekunle Abraham Oludare, Akpata Sylvester Bam Mufia, Olorun Shogo Christiana Joke, Adepowale Oludayo Ifeoluwa, Joel Oluwadiran Faith, Olaleye Okpeyemi Shaidat, Oladeji Ben Ademola, Adewumi Israel Muyiwa, Imomo Ositos Alexander, Faleke Florence Abosedi, Okuru Fatima Dami Lola. Same department, second class honors lower division, Daramola Samson Moyoshore, Fadipe Okpeyemi Tolulokpe, Otufuwa Oluwabukolami Otushola, Omoniyi Olanrewaju Michael, Omotayo Iyanoluwa Oluwaseyi, Odutayo Emmanuel Abiodun, Oyewo Abosede Adejoke, Fami Somi Olusesan Moses, Adeniran Kamarudin Adewale, Obitade Yusuf Olayemi, Afolabi Ismail Olawale, Idowu Kolapo Nasir, Adebiyi Michael Oladiran, Ayowu Anthony Ikena, Ayodele Kayode Afolabi, Adebimpe Samson Adedoyin, Suleiman Barakat Abolanle, Alabi Olaniyi Suleiman, Ayegba Martins Ojogbani, Kende Isaac Olasukanmi, Oyinbo Isaac Adeyemi, Adeoye Shafrodin Sarah, Folaranmi Taufikat Wura Ola, Oyepode Ademola Grebel, Awofesun Adeleke Olawale. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Dean, College of Engineering.
Honorable Chancellor, sir, with the graduating students in the College of Engineering for the 2022-2023 academic session rise and remain standing. Honorable Chancellor, sir, I present to you by the authority of the Senate the person standing and those who are unavoidably absent, whose names appear in the list and for whom I stand proxy, and who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Engineering of Bells University of Technology, OTA.
By the powers conferred on me as Chancellor, I admit you all to the degree of Bachelors of Engineering of Bells University of Technology, OTA. Congratulations.
The departments of the graduating students should file out. The Department of Biomedical Engineering, first class division, Igbiniji Godwin, second class honor division, Idris Sonny Ozieme Daniel, Olabinjo Temitope, Olawale Moshood, second class honor lower division, Bakre Olawale, Usman Nura. The Department of Electrical Electronics Engineering, first class honor division, Igunugbenga Michael, Lawani James, Ogundeji Sodiq, Adefolarin Oluwasegun, second class honor upper division, Oyetayo Oluwatoyin, Adeleke Damilola, Omoteyinse Imisi, Adetiba Gbenga, Adeyemi Mutiu, Ola Tunbotun Wasiu, Egboye Success, Oparaike Phillips, Odekunle Adenike, Oluyoye Adebowale, Adebayo Latif, Ibrahim Ismail, Mbambuke Chigoze, Odiagbe Adekunle, Akinola Olumide, Jackson Emmanuel, Jaba Olatunbosun, Olubi Itunde, Oduntan Damilola, Babalola Taiwo, Makinde Fatai, Adeyemi Samuel, Dada Babatunde. Second class honor lower division, Idris Absalmad, Idoko Uzain, Gabal Uma, Ogungbola Samuel, Bakre Fatima, Isiaka Ayinde, Olasupo Abiodun,
Okobi Awele. The Department of Telecommunication Engineering, we don't have. In the Department of Mechatronics Engineering, first class honor, Akimbode Niyi, Abidoye, Afolabi, Tijani Nuruddin, Usman Taufik, Ayeton Solomon, second class lower division, Shegun Titilayo, Taiwo Adetayo, the third class honor division, Elewa Femi, mechanical engineering first class honor, Olatilewa Kodri Lajani, Olayade Taiwo, Anolechi Deborah, second class honor upper division, Ibosi Ola Oluwadare, Olakunle Olalekan, Innocent Emmanuel, Raji Ahmed, Oke Oluwasegun, Ajayi Ekundayo, Aremu Adeshina, Alade Adeniyi, Mustafa Wasiu, Olusonya Olasunbo, Jegede Olakunle, Omotosho Akim, Otanwa Precious, Azanga Elfis, Saka Wasiu, Ajayi Michael, Usman Emmanuel, Gambe Michael, second class lower division, Abiodun Rashid, Agboola Lawal, Oke Esther, Adeomi Johnson, Ashaolu Olabisi, Akereja, Jola Oluwa, Ti Oluwaloye Oluwaniyi, Adamson Olu, Oyeyemi Kehinde. The Department of Mechanical Engineering, Olatilewa Kodri Lajani, Oloyade Taiwo, Amalechi Deborah, second class honor division, Ibosi Ola Oluwadare, Olukunle Olaleke Olufemi, Innocent Emmanuel, Raji Ahmed, Oke Oluwasegun Sunday, Ajayi Ekundayo, Aremu Adeshina, Emiobo Michael, Alade Adeniyi, Mustafa Washiu, Olusonya Esther, Omotosho Olayinka, Otanwa Precious, Saka Wasiu, Ajayi Michael, Usman Theophilus, second class lower division, Abiodun Ayinde, Agboola Lawal, Oke Oluwa Yamilenu, Adeomi Johnson, Ashaolu Yusuf, Akereja Olabisi, Tiolu Loye Oluwaniyi, Adamson Olu Samuel, Oyeyemi Kehinde. The Department of Mechatronics Engineering, second class honor division, Abidoye Afolabi Samuel, Tijani Nuruddin, Udioge Jumbo, Usman Taufik Babatunde, Amosu Adeshina, Ayeton Solomon, second class lower division, Segun Titilayo, Taiwo Adetayo Adeolu, the third class honor division, Elewa Femi. The Department of Electrical Electronics Engineering, the first class honor division, Igunu Gbenga, Lawani James, Ogundeji Sodiq, Ade Folarin Oluwasegun.
Thank you. Will all the graduating students rise and remain standing for the oath of induction? All the graduating students. Turn the tassel of your cap from the right hand side to the left hand side as you are graduating. Go to page 105 of the order of proceeding.
page 105 of the order of proceedings. We are going to take the oath of induction. I will read and you repeat after me. I, having completed, mention your program, in the College of Bells University of Technology, desire to be admitted into the Bells University of Technology Alumni Association. I do solemnly affirm that I will fully subscribe to the aims and objectives of the association and at all times contribute to the growth and development of Bells University of Technology in particular and the society in general. So help me God. Congratulations. You may have your seat. Honorable Chancellor, sir, I have the honor to present to you the following graduate students who have distinguished themselves in their respective programs for the 2022-2023 academic session. College prizes. Best graduate student in the College of Natural and Applied Sciences. May I invite the Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor. Best graduate student in the College of Natural and Applied Sciences, we have Shegun Adetunji Ademuyiwa, 4.68 CGPA, Information Technology. The value is a plaque and a commendation letter. Best graduate student in the College of Management Sciences, Ogumola Rukayat Olasumbo, CGPA 490, Economics. The value of the prize is a plaque and a commendation letter. Can we move fast, please? Best graduate students in the College of Environmental Sciences, Oloro Okweyemi Nohim, CGP 467, Estate Management. Make it snappy, please. Best graduate student in the College of Engineering, Igunu Benga Michael, CGP 488, Electrical Electronics Engineering, a plaque and a commendation letter. Departmental prizes. Best graduate student in the Department of Biological Sciences, Ajetumobi Tawakalitu Mobolaji, CGP 4.46, Microbiology. Chemical and Food Sciences, Daramola Bonale Esther, CGP 4.64, Food Technology. Physical Sciences, Olagundoye Taye Oluwadunsi, CGP 4.54, Applied Mathematics and Statistics. Computer Science and Information Technology, Shegun Adetunji Ademuyiwa, CGPA 4.68, Information Technology. College of Management Sciences, Economics, Accounting and Finance, Ogumola Rukayat Olasumbo, CGPA 4.90, Economics. Business Administration, Sawyer Olaide Priscilla, CGPA 4.53, business administration, marketing option. Management technology, Mudasiru Akonde Abiola, CGPA 4.55, management technology, project management option. Department of Architecture, Eno Precious, Eurisimoha, CGPA 4.61. Building Technology, Adeyi Adewale, CGPA 4.50. Estate Management, Oloro Opeyemi Nohim, CGPA 4.67. Survey and Geoinformatics, Uzo Bright Ikechukwu, CGPA 4.55. Electrical, Electronics and Telecommunication Engineering, Igunu Benga Michael, CGPA 4.88. Electrical, Electronics Engineering. Department of Mechanical Engineering, Olatilewa Kodri Ajani, CGPA 4.60, Mechanical Engineering. Department of Mechatronics Engineering, Akimbo Deni Yolanrewaju, CGPA 4.58, Mechatronics Engineering. Biomedical Engineering, Igbinije Godwin, CGPA 4.61, Biomedical Engineering. That's it, thank you. Thank you, sir. Presentation of Goodwill messages. Honorable Chancellor, sir, I hereby invite the Vice Chancellors and representatives of other institutions to present the good messages sent to us on this occasion of our 15th convocation ceremony. No, they can present it too. They can present today and tomorrow. They can present any goodwill message here? No, okay, thank you. We have them tomorrow. Honorable Chancellor, sir, I have the honor and privilege to call upon the President and Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Chief Dr. Kola Jamodu, to present his address.
Distinguished graduates Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please allow me the existing protocol. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I'm glad to welcome you all once again to the 15th Convocation Ceremony of Bells University of Technology, Utah. And being the 5th Convocation Ceremony of the Special Direct Entry students also holding today, 3rd of November 2023. I welcome you all, distinguished guests, to this memorable occasion. I particularly welcome the Chancellor, our dear Alhaji Ibrahim Azandan Kwabo, Senator, FCA, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Batinaje, FAS, CON, NNOM, members of the Board of Trustees, and members of the Governing Council. I most sincerely appreciate the promoter, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD, for his indefatigable contributions to the orderly growth and development of the university. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, over the last 18 years of its existence, Bells University has distinguished itself among the Committee of Private Universities in Nigeria through sustainable academic excellence, which has been the delight of the founding fathers. Please permit me at this juncture to congratulate the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Oludele Ojediran, and his entire team for a job well done. Today, the university is graduating its fifth set of special direct entry students. May I therefore felicitate with all the graduating students for the hard work, the discipline, the fruit of which is being reaped today. May I charge you to continue to be good ambassadors of the university and strive to make the difference wherever you may find yourself. I also congratulate all the members of the family, friends, and well-wishers who have supported you to achieve the success you are recording today. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my pleasure to welcome you once again and to thank you for your presence. And it's my pleasure to declare this for your kind attention. For your kind attention. Thank you very much and God bless.
Thank you, sir. Before the closure of the convocation ceremony, we have some announcement that the chairman of ceremonial committee is going to take. Chairman ceremonial committee.
Thank you, sir. Please, as the procession will be going out, all Senate members are to converge at the Senate chambers. All Senate members are to converge at the Senate chambers. And also we'd like to announce that by 3 p.m., there will be Vice Chancellor's Award of Excellence for researchers. By 3 p.m. at this same BUPF Conference Center, there will be Vice Chancellor's Award of Excellence for researchers. And later by 6 p.m., or immediately after the Award of Excellence, here, there is get-together for Senate members and principal officers at the Temperance Guest House. Tomorrow, the program starts by 10 a.m. prompt. Thank you.
I have the honor and privilege to respectfully invite the Chancellor, Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Hassan Dankombo, to declare the 5th convocation ceremony for the Special Direct Entry student closed.
I hereby declare the convocation ceremony closed.
Thank you, sir. Shall we rise for the best anthem and thereafter the national anthem? Kindly remain standing while the academic procession leaves in reverse order.